Winter can be very isolating. It's dark, it's cold. There's a dense mixture of emotions at the beginning of the season due to the holidays. They're simultaneously a very joyous time of year, juxtaposed by a polar opposite sensation of loneliness experienced by a lot of people. Honestly, I've always felt it was too short. I've generally considered Thanksgiving as the proverbial kickoff to the holiday season. As the days get darker and longer, although I am looking forward to daylight savings either becoming permanent or going away, whichever happens, most people's seasonal depression kicks off in the fall. I am different. My seasonal depression has notoriously began at the beginning of the calendar year, right after my birthday no less, and worsened until summer. The holidays are over and it's back to the humdrum of everyday life. It's bleak and cold, snow sucks, unless it's on the slopes, and I just want it to be warm again so I can lay in the sun, go swimming, etc. January seems to be a particularly strong catalyst of that depression. The lack of celebration immediately after such a dense amount of it during the previous few months leaves a weird hole in my psyche. It's also a time where everyone has sort of assessed what they want to accomplish that year and then subsequently given up on their resolutions after a few weeks, leaving a sense of defeat before we can even get started. It can get rather bleak and self-defeating. Honestly, there's just a holiday progression from the mania of spooky season in the beginning of fall, and then it sort of just kind of falls off in November before Thanksgiving, where it's just kind of, fall vibes, but that's about it. But then that week of Thanksgiving itself, you've got this transition from fall to winter holidays, with Black Friday kind of marking an official start of winter holidays, at least for me. I know I've said a lot, or I said a lot in my pumpkin spice is a summer drink apparently video, that I've been a stickler for astronomical seasons, but it's hard to think of December as not wintry, despite the fact that the winter solstice isn't even until the 21st. But I don't know. Black Friday is a good day for me to scoop presents, and then that way I have it out of the way, for Christmas itself. So I don't know. And then my sister's birthday is at the beginning of December. So, it just kind of kicks us off into this, winter holiday season. But then, that first day of winter is the shortest day of the year and, generally just kind of dark and gloomy. But, as far as Christmas goes and the Christmas season, as a former Christian who grew up in a very religious household, we certainly celebrated the religious aspects of the holiday, but all of my warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feelings about the holiday are more so tied to the secular aspects of the season than anything surrounding the birth of the 8-pound, 6-ounce newborn infant Jesus.
Don't even know a word yet. Just a little infant, so cuddly, but still omnipotent.
I enjoy the giving and receiving of gifts, and Christmas music is objectively iconic, despite some of their other songs and lyrics aging like milk. That Reliant K Christmas album still slaps. Christmas trees even still kind of incite some childlike wonder in my subconscious. It is also a weird dichotomy that our capitalist structure of the economy places so much emphasis on the consumerist aspects of the season while simultaneously incentivizing very little time off to get out and actually enjoy those aspects, but I digress. Once Christmas Day itself is over, you're kind of left with this weird holiday no man's land before New Year's Eve/day, and then it's kind of it almost feels like the fun ends, and then it's back to the humdrum. But no, I don't think that necessarily has to be true. For one, Boxing Day, that happens the day after Christmas, and also my birthday. That is the day before New Year's Eve. but I mean, that's a whole other thing. My birthday kind of gets bundled into this, you know, it was an oft neglected thing. And I don't want to sound like a little complaining baby, but having a birthday that close to Christmas, not really recommended. I mean, beyond that, there are many other holidays across cultures that are celebrated around that. For instance, you have Hanukah, December 18th through 26th, or Kwanzaa, December 26th through January 1st, kind of showcasing a little bit more of a spread. But then you even have the 12 days of Christmas, which people kind of assume that the 12 days of Christmas are the days leading up to it, because that's kind of how our, you know, capitalist consumerist economy kind of has shaped us into thinking, is that is the end goal. And then we just move on. But no, traditionally the 12 days of Christmas technically begin on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, depending on who you ask, and go through January 6th, meaning today is technically the 12th day of Christmas. However, I am fresh out of 12 drummers drumming. My bad. Some people say it might be bad luck to leave up your decorations after the 6th, but you know what I say to that? Bah. Lastly, as someone who can appreciate a good scotch,
but if I ever see you nosing it like this, I'll kill you.
I've always been fascinated by the concept of Robert Burns Day in the holidays. Robert Burns was a Scottish poet who composed many famous poems, notably including the holiday classic Auld Lang Syne, and the Scottish holiday occurs on his birthday, January 25th. The holiday dinner comes with some eccentric traditional Scottish foods, some reading of his poems, often including Auld Lang Syne, and the consumption of copious amounts of Scotch whiskey. I suppose my point with all of this is that I enjoy the holidays, but most years find myself simultaneously stressed out by how compacted they are and left empty once everyone moves on to the new year and they are effectively over. In our current society, there's this massive build to Christmas Day / New Year's, and then just nothing but the bitter cold of winter, despite decades and even centuries of cross-cultural evidence that the mindset is ideally celebrated for longer. I even think of Robert Burns Day as an effective cap to it all, given the fact that his most often recited poem is also one most closely associated with the holiday season. Because of this, I will be choosing to extend my holiday season through Robert Burns Day in an effort to maintain that joyful holiday spirit for longer and stave off some of that seasonal depression I've been known to experience. We'll even do a modernized version of the Burns Supper on the gaming stream on January 25th, so tune in that Wednesday for a Scotch flight as we keep up our Skyrim playthrough. Honestly, doing the live streams has simultaneously helped me fend off certain aspects of seasonal depression and at least maintain some level of consistency with uploading content. Sorry about that, by the way. I'm working on a bunch of new projects for this channel in 2023, but in the meantime, if you like what I'm doing here and want to see more of me, the gaming channel and my Instagram are probably the best spots to go. Maybe TikTok, although I kind of just use that as a platform to send funny TikToks between me and my friends at this point. So I hope you'll consider joining me in extending your holiday celebrations. And in the meantime, cheers to an awesome 2023. And I will see you in my next video and on the gaming stream.